Well, I have to say that this has been the most fraught, the most difficult campaign in my lifetime, perhaps in American history. Everyone I know is on the verge of a nervous breakdown right now.
Is America a different country? Does it feel a different country to the one you thought you lived in?
Well, it certainly does not resemble the one I grew up in as a young person. Make America great again, as somebody said. What that message really is make America white again. And that's the message. My wife, Siri Husfeld, and I were in a car driven by a young black driver. This was early on during the primary season. He was about 24 years old. He was very, very intelligent. And he had the radio on. He was listening to the primary news. And so we started talking politics. And I said to him, so what do you think it means when Trump says, let's make America great again? And he said immediately, no, let's make America white again. That's what he's saying. So if black people hear that, and white people probably hear it as well.
So when Hillary Clinton famously called half of Trump's supporters a basket of deplorables, racists, xenophobes, Islamophobes, was she right? Do you think that his supporters are racist?
Yes, I do. I do. I think he's saying out loud what these people have always thought, and they're so happy to have someone come out at last and say what they've been thinking. And that's why they love him so much.
So if he wins, you will think of America as a racist country?
Well, it already is a racist country in thousands of ways. But when you have the head of state saying these things, then it becomes really dangerous for everybody.
I mean, we like to think that if we'd lived through the 30s, we would have called out fascism as it rose. You like to think that you'd be the person who was brave enough to stand up to what was going on. Do you think we are at a moment of that magnitude here?
Well, we're getting to that, and I think there are moments when Trump does sound like Hitler. You know, the international banking conspiracy. This is just a code word for Jews. This is stuff that Hitler was saying. So yeah, it's very scary. Plus, you know, his embrace of and by the far white supremacist right wing.
Do you think it's a backlash against Obama?
Well, Obama unleashed a tremendous tide of racist hatred in the country. You know, we all thought 8 years ago that something marvelous had happened, that America had finally become a country illuminated and intelligent enough to have a black president and not make a big deal about it. Just, people wanted him because they felt he'd be a good president. Well, the Republicans almost immediately launched into their counteroffensive, which was Mitch McConnell getting up in the Senate and saying, our sole aim as a party is to make Obama a one-term president. We're at a moment, I think, we're as divided now as we were when the Civil War broke out in 1861. The two sides cannot talk to each other anymore. I can't listen to what the right wing says. I go nuts.
There will be those who say that's the voice of a liberal stuck in a bubble who doesn't understand the problems.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, an elitist, went to Columbia University, Ivy League, therefore he's all that is most contemptible to us.
So how do you bring those sides together?
I wish I could tell you. I have no idea. I am utterly at a loss. Clinton seems, to be on the verge of winning. It's not clear, but all the polls seem to say that she will win. The Republicans are already preparing for November 9th. And I think they're going to go after her in the most savage ways. Indictments, investigations that will paralyze the government, and it'll make the tough years of the Obama administration look like kindergarten compared to what they're going to try to do to her.
Is your system broken? Is the whole political system in America now broken?
Well, we're getting to that point. I've never been in more despair about who we are and where we're going than I am now.